Comedian Nick Lynch joins us here in the Bastard Den. What's up, Nick?
I'm doing all right.
You ever gargled the Rocker Vodka?
No, I haven't. I did a shot earlier, and it was pretty good. It was first time I've had vodka in quite a while.
Would you like to gargle some right now?
That's okay.
Save it for next week.
Right. But I had one quick point, though, with the bastard news that happened there. Were the eels electric that went up the guy's schmeckle?
The schmuckle? I like that.
Schmeckle.
The schmeckle. I don't know. That's a good question. I don't think so. I think they were just like normal, like flesh-eating eels, not electric eels.
Just your typical flesh-eating eels.
That's much more comfortable to hear. They're only the flesh-eating kind, not the electric.
Either way, man.
Somehow that doesn't seem comforting at all.
Going up the, what did you call it, the speckle?
Schmeckle.
The urethra, Jim.
It's a Yiddish word.
I like the schmeckle better.
I heard schmeckle, I think, from an old Stanhope album where he used that term once. I'm like, that's a new one. I haven't heard that one.
So what's new with you, man? We haven't had you in the Bastard Den forever, man.
Yeah, it's been about a year or so.
Yeah,
I want
man.
to say,
Sorry about that.
No, it's all right. But it was.
It's all Eric's fault.
Oh, okay.
Blame me. I take it all.
Okay.
Careful where you go with that.
All right.
He takes it all there, Nick.
Right. Okay.
Subliminally, and you'll have to remove the spleen afterwards.
Right.
I don't have a spleen.
NateBjork.com.
That website has gotten so many plugs tonight. Holy shit.
What's your website, man?
Oh, I don't have one.
It's NateBjork.com / Nick Lynch / spleen.
Yeah.
So Nate, we were talking a little bit about this whole this Penn State deal, is Joe Paterno and everything.
Oh yeah, he couldn't be more of a dead man walking. If
really,
let's see here, Susan Sarandon was in his office wearing a nun's outfit. I mean, holy shit! I mean.
Well, Joe Pa is saying he hasn't really said anything, but you got to believe that Joe Pa didn't know anything about what was going on.
Well, now from all reports, though, they're saying that Joe Pa was informed about this by somebody and that he took it to whatever office, compliance or something that he's supposed
moved it
to.
up the chain.
But that's all he did. And so the people are saying, this is like a criminal act.
Right.
So you don't just take it to your boss and say, "Oh, deal with it." You have sort of a civic responsibility to follow up on that.
Well, I mean, I'm thinking here, too, with the whole thing. I'm wondering why that assistant coach didn't call the police. Because he finds a 60-year-old man in a shower with a 10-year-old. I figured that would be the first thing you do is take out the cell phone and call the cops. Other than, let me take this to my boss first, so that started the whole thing right there. And then, it just turned into the Catholic Church incident all over again.
Right, right.
Oddly enough, paterno in Latin is cardinal law.
Amen.
It's just with that whole thing. I mean, the other thing I find funny is Sandusky. Is that how you say it? Or Sandusky or Sandusky?
Yeah. Sandusky. Yeah.
Sandusky. Okay. Yeah, he wrote a book that was an autobiography. It was called Touched. He really did.
Wait a minute. If it was an autobiography, it shouldn't have been called Touching.
Yeah, that's true. Well, the earlier draft, the title was "Pow, right in the shitter." But I mean, you can find this thing on Amazon, and the funniest part of the whole thing is reading the reader reviews. They're just horrific.
What are people saying about it?
Oh, it's just the worst you can imagine.
Yeah, okay.
As they should. But I mean, it's just they're just assholes making jokes out of the whole thing. It's priceless. But it's just with that whole thing. The other great part I think of this whole story is that because you guys can see I'm wearing a Miami hat here.
Right.
Yeah.
Go Canes.
Yeah, I love the Hurricanes because they're a bunch of lunatics.
Yeah.
But their athletic director's got to be like, well, thank God we just had a booster giving our players coke, booze, strippers, and the occasional abortion. This could have been a hell of a lot worse. I mean, I'm just like, wait, wow. This has not been a good week for Pennsylvania sports.
So, Nick, if you're a coach at Penn State and Joe Pa comes to you and say, hey, there's this guy over here doing bad things with kids. I mean, what are you going to do?
I think the answer is you call the cops. I mean, it's
pretty straightforward, I think.
I mean, there's really there is no possible way to defend shitter fucking kids. I mean, you really can't.
No, so true. Nick, something else that's been in the news kind of recently is this bit about the guy in Ohio setting free all the animals in the zoo.
Oh, this is, I think it's the feel-good story of the year. It just
really?
It just tops.
We have dead animals everywhere, and this is a feel-good story.
You know what?
Yes, it is. Because
PETA's on your side.
I love Acts of Spite. And so this tops the Oregon open micer that killed himself on stage. Because this guy just went, you know what? I'm going to cash out, but before I do, to all the people that have wronged me, enjoy dealing with my lions and tigers.
Right.
You know, I mean, this guy gets points for creativity. That and just the fact that it turned into a fucking safari there. You know, I mean, there were hillbillies in Ohio like, shit, we can shoot tigers and not have to leave the state. You know, my favorite thing on the whole story was the sheriff of this town. Where he made some quote to the media. It's like, you know, I'm going to do whatever I can to make sure this never happens again. Yeah, so, I mean, that's like just going, you know, in case an asteroid is going to hit the Earth and kill everyone, we're going to have something in place just in case, you know. But, I mean, that and, you know, the taxidermist there, you know, had to have been like, when this story first broke, they're like, oh, shit, this is going to be like Christmas and 4th of July and St. Patty's Day combined.
You got to wonder what they did with the dead animals.
Well, there's a mass grave out by the zoo.
Okay.
You know, of just all the animals.
Could the taxidermist buy the animals?
Well, no, I guess they were under guard for a while because the sheriff's office was getting phone calls from people asking, hey, can I get one of the carcasses of these things? Which, I mean, it's... You know, I mean, but hey, you know, this is the closest Lions gotten to Canton since, you know, I want to say Barry Sanders. And a Bengal, now that I think about it.
There you go.
There you go. That's awesome,
Boomer.
Nick.
You know, it's just that guy. I mean, every aspect of the story is hilarious to me. It's just,
you know, when I finally decide to I've had enough. I think I'm gonna release my pack of dogs, my pack of Malteses on the Madison area, and just let the Malteses maul you to death.
Why are you looking at me when you say that?
Because I'm going to have my Maltese maul you to death.
Well, I mean, this is just one crazy mad scientist away from being the greatest Nicolas Cage movie ever made.
You know, you would think he would have waited before shooting himself so he could have taken pleasure in watching all the mayhem happen.
Oh, yeah, you would think so, but I mean, it was, well, the other thing, too, is I guess after the guy shot himself, one of the animals took a chunk out of his head, too, you know, where it was just, dinner. This is warm. That and the only animal that wasn't recovered was a monkey, which they're pretty sure, like, one of the lions ate, which
nice.
Just... Johnny Walsh, he was here, what was it, 2 weeks ago or something?
We had him on the show, part of Bastard of the Day.
Oh, okay. Mm-hmm. Well, yeah, he's definitely one. But, you know, he had a line about the whole thing where it's like, when did they start shooting a sequel to Jumanji?
Yeah, right.
Which made me wonder, I'm like, wait, when did you see Jumanji?
And why?
But, I mean, God, that fucking movie.
Comedian Nick Lynch is in the Bastard Inn right now. Coming up later, we have the lovely Miss Megan Owens coming in. She's going to do an acoustic set for us. She's awesome. Also, Tiger Clutch is coming in.
Yeah.
Nick, you're a big fan of Tiger Clutch,
aren't you? Yeah, they're nuts.
Anybody who's heard them has to be a fan.
Yeah.
I think.
What's the best thing you like about their show, man?
Well, a good friend of mine's in the group.
Right.
I'm not sure whether I should say his
Go
name
ahead.
or Dave Leon. He's in the group. And,
oh man, you should have said that.
Oh, okay. Well, I can't remember what his character's name is on there. Sorry for breaking the wall here. Dave's gonna punch me now when he gets here. But no, it's just so. And Dave's crazy, so it's always been, you know, it fit really well. I've seen a couple of their shows at the Argus when they've done stuff there, and it's always been fun. So yeah, it should be fun to see them here in studio.
That's awesome, man. All right, we're going to play a couple tunes. We'll come back. We'll talk some more with Nick Lynch. You're in the Bastard at Max Inc. Radio.